All right, gonna test. I'm also going to do some things real quick before we get started. First of all, I'm gonna wait. This is what I've been kind of drawing for the past couple of weeks when I've had time. Let me see if I can edit my video from here. Like I said, give me a second. Again, you can't be a streamer without having some sort of problems. Fortunately, they're not like huge problems. They're just problems of annoyance at best. There we go. I got the live chat going. I'm gonna possibly make a post real quick that I am live. I'm gonna copy. View. YouTube really doesn't make it easy to navigate my own channel, does it? I am live. I'm drawing. Now there's no music because the music in the program I'm using is all AI generated, and I really do not want that. But one of these days I might make my own playlist of just chill and relax music. And who knows, maybe I might even do a music stream one day. I can do the editing of the video afterwards. Unless, can I edit from here real quick? General video audio virtual. Nah, it's fine. Plus, I don't really know too much about this program yet. Not my art program. I know a lot about that. Just my general program that I'm using to stream. So, yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to go. Any edits I can just do while we just sit back, talk, and figure out some things. Why isn't my tablet would probably work if I actually plugged it in. So, anyways, I've been drawing this for about a week when I have time to. I cannot get the pose right, even though I have a reference right here that I found. I'm just having a hard time. The reason that he's red is just because it gives me a better idea of what I'm trying to do when it comes to the outlining part, because it's about ready for the outlines. Where is... Hang on, where is something real quick? Oh, hang on, I wonder something before we do anything else. Okay, am I still okay, thank goodness, I'm still live. I thought I messed up. I actually wonder something real quick. I promise this will be my last delay for right now. If I can't do it, well, sorry. But while I am live, no, that's not what I want. Never mind, I was gonna see if I could possibly add super chats, but I don't think that's how it would work. Hey, Doc! I'm sorry for the delays. I was trying to figure out something. Let me see real quick. So, Doc, you know more about anatomy than I do. I mean, I think I have a fairly solid grasp, but I am having all sorts of issues with this one pose. Honestly, I kind of hoped that we could have, like, animating. Oh, you're animating. What are you animating? What? Oh. Song called Hole Dwelling. You're animating a song called Hole Dwelling? What's that about? Oh, there's one more person I want to tell that I'm streaming at the moment. I had almost forgot. Up. Gotta get the. Looks good to me. Welcome back. Hello. Hello, Rousseau. JJ. I know you have. I know you have another name, but I'm like blanking on what your other name is. Oh no, am I lagging? Am I lagging? What? Oh, wrong layer. Yeah, because like a maniac, I don't name my layers. I should do that more often. Just JJ? Okay. No, you're not. It's just talk about me not layering my own stuff. Okay. Because I wanted to. Sorry, my friend was just like, "Why are you streaming?" And I'm like, "Because I wanted to, darn it." I'm going to the hospital today to see my Oh, oh my gosh. Tell your uncle that I said congratulations on the new baby. Something up. Hang on a second. I'll BRB. Let me just. Something came up. I don't know if it's important or not, but something came up real quick. I'm just gonna put myself on mute. That's totally what I meant. Whoops. Sorry, Doc. But anyways, BRB real quick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I just wanted to see if something was going on. I don't think there was anything going on. It was just like one of those weird things. Anyways, JJ says, "You can call me JJ. I don't really care. I rarely do art, but I don't name my layers." Yeah, who wants to name their layers? I think it's like a lot of extra work. Much like me deciding that this would be uh oh, my friend texts me and says, "Nothing's wrong. I'm just eating snacks while you were streaming." And it caught him off guard. So what inspired me to do this picture is funnily enough, frickin' Steel Ball Run. I have been so hyped for that anime, and I had actually finished the manga very recently. So good. So freaking good. I am not over it. I am not over some of the stuff that happened in that manga. But there was a fan dub on YouTube, and by a channel called or SBR and Jojolian fan dubs. And the fan dub itself is like old, not the most professionally voiced. However, the person who did both Johnny Gyro and Lucy Steele, they were really good. Also, I liked the person who played Diego. I liked their voice as well. But yeah, so they had a full fan dub, and I basically read it through the entire fan dub because unfortunately a lot of the sites that have the manga I don't exactly trust for obvious reasons, or either that they require money and I don't want to pay a subscription to read a manga. No offense, but you know. Wait, why is this like 13? I need it to be about 10. Anyways, and what was I saying again? Oh yeah. Okay. Anyways, and they're currently doing a Jojolian fan dub. It's not quite finished yet. A lot of the older stuff is, well, not the best voice acted, but some of their newer stuff, they hired some like really good people to voice. I am going to have so much trouble with this, aren't I? Ah! Let's see here. Some human art can be life-changing. That's happened to me with Akira. Yeah, I haven't seen Akira in forever. I think that was like one of the first like really heavy animes that I watched. and it was so good. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have been watching it because I was like, I don't know how old when I first watched Akira. I think I was about 10? No, I was a little bit older than that, maybe 13. But yeah, I saw Akira probably at a time when I shouldn't have, but I was the 6-year-old who watched South Park. So I can't exactly judge myself on I mean, I can judge myself. I'm an adult now. I need to watch Sweet Pixel Game says I need to watch more anime. Akira 2. The Akira manga is so much better than the anime. I it wasn't me, but my stepdad from a previous relationship my mom was in, he had the entire manga series. And I got to read some of it. However, I didn't get to read all of it because I was still kind of young at the time, and he was like, no, no, you can't read that. You can't read that. And I was like, but I want to. But apparently, me reading Sin City was perfectly valid. Though, to be fair, I guess he thought maybe like more American comics are like more family friendly, despite the fact that Sin City was anything but. um, Manga is something I need to get into as well. Never read any. Oh wow, you should really read some manga. I used to have quite a bit of it. I still have a couple of Death Note mangas, though a lot of them I lost due to a silly mistake I made back when I lived in Colorado. Okay, so back when I lived in Colorado, I was super into Death Note. And I still really like Death Note. I'm not having a good time figuring out this pose. Why did I do this to myself? Anyways, so one of my friends knew that I was into Death Note, and she said that she wanted to read it. And so I let her borrow all of my Death Note mangas. That was a terrible mistake because she had left them at her school and never gave them back. So all of my volumes of Death Note gone. Left in some school in Colorado. I don't know if they confiscated it. I don't know if it was one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I just left it in my desk or something. I was like, gosh darn it, all of my manga's gone. This is the last time I'm letting anyone borrow Death Note. But oh hey Elliot. How was your friend's party? Sorry I couldn't attend that. But mom says that possibly if I contact the bus, I might be able to go to the arcade next weekend. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I've told the Death Note story to one of my friends before. You probably remember uh you probably remember Elliot, my friend that you met at the con. Yeah, I told him that story before. But so here in Texas, we actually have a system where you can call up And, well, specifically in my area, where you can call up a bus and ask them to take you to some place. You've got to pay a fine, obviously, as most public transportation, but it'll take you from one place to another. Some people use it for going to the train station that's like next town over. Some people use it to do their shopping, but other than that, you just basically call up or purchase the not ticket, something online, and then it'll pick you up. It's basically like a shuttle. I have some relatives coming over next weekend, but hopefully I can still get together. Oh, that'd be cool. JJ says, "No, I hate it when people don't return stuff. I would never lend anyone my stuff unless I have a solid reason to." No, it's okay if you don't remember that I live in Texas. Honestly, it's like one of those things where it's like, man, this brush is like either too big or too small. There's no in between. But yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like you don't have to remember every single detail. Either maybe because I don't say it, or I just don't mention it. Ah, yeah, do this pose, I said. It would be great, I said. All because I wanted to get into, like, wanted to make a character ride a horse, I said. Honestly, the horse has been easier than drawing this darn pose. I'd love to visit Texas someday. It's pretty nice. Yeah, so I don't know if it's like exclusive to here since I live closer to the DFW area, but I don't live in the DFW area, so it's not like the DART buses. It's completely different. If you live in the DFW area, we have a thing called the DART bus. We have the thing called the DART. It's their trains, it's their buses, it's their trolleys and whatnot. I like taking the train a lot. I miss going on the train though. Art is hard but rewarding, says JJ. Yeah, it is. And I actually am really liking how this is coming out. It's just, gosh darn it, this pose is just like making me angry. Wait, why am I working on the clothes first? I can just. Now, the reason I'm doing different colors is so that way I'm not confusing my outlines for the horse that's currently there. Um, Also, I'm thinking, like, if I can figure out how to implement super chats, what I might do is that if I ever figure that out, I might have a system where it's like you can donate $5 and I'll draw just like a simple piece that you might request. Like, for example, say just simple drawing of a cat. I'll do a simple drawing of a cat. I won't do anything too overly complex, especially for $5. But then, like, maybe if you donated 10, I don't know. I don't know. That's something I'll have to figure out. Welcome back, Dart. Welcome back, Doc. Oh, what? Yeah, I saw your Kula drawing there, Elliot. It was really good. Um, oh, you have bad memories with the dart? I'm sorry. Um, Next time you plan on going on the dart, just tell me because I know that place like the back of my I know the train system like the back of my hand. And so, if anything, I'll protect you. But yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, much like most public transportations, you will find like people who are just like the absolute worst. But other than that, that's why I say if you ride a train, find someone to ride it with. Uh, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean, Doc? Oh no, I'm so sorry, Doc. Someday I need to learn how to drive. Yeah, same here. I've been kind of like, okay, so I've been meaning to learn how to drive for the past couple of years. The thing that's been stopping me is, well, one, life, but two, terrible drivers. I do not like the people around here that, like, as a crossing guard, sometimes you experience the worst people when it comes to cars. And then sometimes it's just like the hill. In public areas, sometimes it's best to go out with someone like a friend. I need. Oh, honestly, I feel validated that I'm not the only adult who doesn't know how to drive. I just never learned. And part of it was because of my sheer anxiety when it comes to the roads. And honestly, for good reason. But another part of it is because I simply do actually prefer public transportation over cars and whatnot. I just, I don't know. I feel it's safer in an odd way. Even if I've met like unsavory people on buses and trains, I still oddly feel safer than in a car. I don't know if that's weird or not. I don't know if that's just like if I'm really just do legitimately how I feel. Cause at least on a train, it's very rare that two trains will collide. And at least in a bus, I mean buses are still kind of scary. Um I also need to learn how to let's see here. No, I agree, Elliot. I am in the same boat. I am afraid of getting into car accidents. And Doc says, I need to learn how to drive. My mom taught me once, but we used her boyfriend's car for the lesson. Her car is kind of not ideal for beginner drivers. It kind of goes back and forth when idle. Oh god. Uh Oh god, is your mom okay? Is your mom okay, Elliot? My adult life is beginning, so I got a lot to learn to adjust. However, getting a driver's license on my radar yet because of finances and mild anxiety. Yeah, that's another thing, finances, because, like, even if I learned how to drive, I don't exactly have enough money to get a car or car insurance, or that's the big thing, car insurance. And I know for a fact that dad would not let me drive his car. Mom might. but probably only to places like, I don't know, the McDonald's around here or the Starbucks around here. Um, okay, that's good that your mom's okay. I didn't even know that happened. I am so sorry. Was that after the con? Oh, okay. That's good. So, everyone's fine. I've actually been in a car accident before, like nothing major, thank God, but one of my friends was going to take me to Taco Bell, and it was just like a simple thing. However, he needed to get some money from the bank. Fair enough. And then suddenly we got into a fender bender with another car, and it kind of totaled it. I was okay. The the airbags didn't go off because I guess it wasn't like overly serious, I guess, but no one was hurt. I was okay. The only thing that wasn't okay was the car. And I had to call mom and say, "Look, this is what happened. Do you think you can pick us up?" Yeah. Yeah, money is a thing. It's also another thing why I want to figure out how to do super chats, because if I were to do super chats, I could like earn just a little bit of extra money. Like, I don't think I'm going to be like making $5 billion in you guys saying, "Hey, I just want to send a super chat to say blah blah blah." But no, just some extra money for whatever. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Here's the reference I have. I'm just gonna like figure out how to. I'm just gonna figure out how to like do this, because the frickin' I am having so much problems with this darn pose. Okay, so it's more like Bep. Okay. I don't I just found this like on Google, and I was just like, that's what's funny is cuz like I found this after I did the horse drawing, after I did everything else. And so I was like, that's really convenient. It's like exactly what I'm looking for. But yeah, so when my mom taught me how to drive, she was calm and collected. She was teaching me nicely. Sure, she was a bit nervous. I had some that I'd do something's wrong, but everything went smoothly, says Doc. Yeah, that's really nice. And I do know someone who could possibly help me learn. One of the teachers who I actually have a who I actually know personally might help me, because there's a program that could actually help with it, especially for those with special needs. And I am special needs. Min, you know how my dad is? If he was the one teaching me, I would be under so much stress. Yeah, I know about your dad, Doc. And JJ says, I remember getting into a couple of car accidents when I was younger. Luckily, nobody was hurt doing those. Yeah, cars are scary. And like I said, being a crossing guard hasn't helped my fear of cars. Not one bit. Honestly, I've been more cautious of cars ever since. Because I'll be like, hey, I have a stop sign up. That means you should probably either slow down or stop. Specifically, read the sign. It says stop. But they don't. Uh, Hang on. My phone. What am I doing? My phone is right here. I'm reading the chats from right here. I am so gosh darn silly. It's like, gee, I wonder where my phone is. The thing that's next to me that I'm using to read the chats with? That phone? Yeah. I know. I mean, actually, I might not do the legs because I like this pose, but I like the pose that I've been doing as well. The, where is it? This, like, holding hat, leaned forward, running pose. Also, I'm very proud of this horse. Do you know how hard horses are to draw? They are very hard to draw. Oh my gosh. Yeah, cyclists, you gotta be careful of them too. I do want to fix up this real quick. There we go. Because, like, horses are extremely muscular, especially around the leg area. And that's actually part of the reason why they're so hard to draw. Like, horses are notoriously hard, which is why people were worried about when Steel Ball Run gets animated about using, like, CGI horses. And I'm like, I don't care if they have to use CGI. Horses are notoriously hard to draw and animate. Um, you remind me so much of Let Me Explain Studios. What's Let Me Explain Studios? What is that? I don't think I've ever heard of them. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now actually is I'm going to do like the outline in a different color. Uh yeah, horses are notoriously hard to draw and animate. It's because one, their legs are very like skinny, which is very their legs are very skinny, but they're also muscular at the same time. Plus, they have like a sort of thing where when they run, they have like three different joints. And trying to figure out how they run with those three different joints is tricky because it's just like swoop, then swoop, and then like one leg touches the ground, then another goes this way, and then it's like, and at one point they just like kind of like literally have all four of their legs in the air when they run. Horses are actually like one of the first things that were animated. Well, sort of. There was someone who took a bunch of still shots of horses from a horse race and slowed them down frame by frame and used it and basically made an animation out of them. That's called the calliope. I think that's what it was called, the calliope. Camels are also very challenging to draw. But yeah. Now I'm gonna be bothered. Was it called the Calliope? No, it wasn't the Calliope. It was the Zoetrope. That's what I was thinking of. The Zoetrope. The Calliope is like an organ, or is a type of uh mini organ. The Zoetrope is what I was thinking of. But I can understand why I thought Calliope. Those are also used in the early penny arcades as well. Yeah, the Zoetrope is a 19th century animation toy that created the illusion of moving images by displaying a series of static pictures in a rotating cylinder. Though that was the thing I was talking about. And the first thing that was used in the Zoetrope was a jockey on a horse. And it was also how they found out how horses run. So let me explain Stuff Studios' real name. She was born in 1987. Okay. Anyways, why do I remind them? Why do I remind you of them? I'm guessing it's the name, the Let Me Explain stuff, because I have like a lot of random trivia, even if I get it wrong sometimes. Like accidentally calling a zoetrope a calliope when one's a musical instrument and the other is an animation instrument. They're both instruments, just of different mediums. It's fine. But yeah, so uh yeah. What did they what does she do? Like, hang on, I just gotta adjust my leg real quick. There we go. Ah. So what does Let Me Explain stuff do? Oh my gosh, today I'm like not having a lot of luck drawing. That's okay. You don't have to be perfect. That doesn't mean I can't get annoyed at myself, but you don't have to be perfect. I wish I could stream one day, especially on a day no other people will come into the house. Yeah, I get that, Doc. Because, actually, the reason I chose now is because mom and dad are both out on their, like, Saturday date. They're just going out shopping, having a good time, and just having just having their like we want to go out and stay away from the kids day, which fair enough. I will never fault them for that one. And so I figured I would stream for about maybe an hour or so, or 2 hours depending on how many people I get. Because I'm still very new to the streaming sphere myself. Yeah, it is very sweet because sometimes it's just going to the gas station to get a soda. Sometimes it's going someplace away from us. I think that's why I thought like I had lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, now I remember. That's why I thought, like, maybe over the weekends I might see a friend or something. I still have a lot of time since I'm on summer break. But if this does become a continuous thing, then, you know, I might still. I might just make it every Saturday. I do casual streams like this. We talk. I've always wanted to make my own podcast. However, the only reason I never did was because I have no idea what the hell it would even be about. Because I could talk about my favorite things until the cows come home, but eventually I would run out of subjects. And I know that for a fact. But that was also another reason why I wanted to do a podcast at one point, because I like talking. More specifically, I like just rambling. You never streamed before. That's understandable. Just because, yeah. Someday I'd like to stream on both platforms, but I'm more used to Twitch since I've been streaming on that for about 5 years or so. Says, yeah, understandable. I never streamed on Twitch. Um, I wanted to do like video game streams, but I don't have a capture card yet. But that's my big thing. If I get a capture card, I am going to be streaming so many video games. Whether it be maybe Minecraft or some other things. I don't know. If I were to ever do video game streaming, what would you guys want me to play? Now, just note that I don't have Steam. So, unfortunately, until I can actually get a computer that isn't a Chromebook, I can't do Steam game streaming. I'm kind of a rambler, but I am only really into conversation and feeling. But only if I'm really into a conversation and feeling talkative. I get that one, JJ. With OBS, you can stream anything on PC. Yeah, but Chromebook doesn't support OBS, unfortunately. JJ says, you'll be unstoppable with that capture card. Oh, hell yeah, I will be. Because I'll be streaming everything once I get a capture card. KOF, KOF, KOF. I am terrible at KOFs. I love King of Fighters, but I am terrible at King of Fighters. But I do have 98. And I do have 13. I probably would stream King of Fighters 13. I just would be. You guys would be so embarrassed. You guys would be terrible. Oh, Metal Slug. That's one I really want to stream. Actually, I do have my Neo Geo Mini, and it does have an HDMI feature. So one of these days, if I figure out how that one works, I might see if I can connect my little Neo Geo Mini and do little Let's Plays of my little baby here. Competitive KOF is nuts. Yeah, it is. I probably try to do one of the story modes. But yeah, let me just. I'm going to show it off real quick. Because I like this thing. Let's see here. Ta-da! Here it is, my little Neo Geo Mini. It's got all the Metal Slug games up to 5. And it's got quite a few KOF games. It's got Samurai Showdown. It's got Art of Fighting, which I ended up failing miserably at that. I wanted to unlock King, darn it. And it's got some other games, stuff I've never heard of. But yeah. So, yeah, one of these days, if I figure out how to stream with this baby, well, I'll do so. I got that Neo Geo Mini for Christmas. It was my Christmas gift. And I love it so much. There we go. I had to wipe off some of the, stuff off of the screen. My Switch is basically a Neo Geo Mini at this with all the retro SNK titles I have on it. Yeah, same here. I would easily turn my Switch into a Neo Geo Mini. Hell, nothing is stopping me from doing that except for the fact that I don't want to overspend on video games. That's the only thing stopping me. Finances. My autistic butt will spend way too much if I'm not careful. But yeah, so it's got HDMI support. So if I figure out how that one works, then possibly I could use it to stream on my computer. Or maybe even just do a simple phone and record. I don't know. I don't want to do that because my old Let's Plays back on Facebook were that bad because I just would use my phone to record on my 3DS. Though I do miss streaming my video games at times. And I had a little bit of an audience back then. Not gonna lie, let's see here. JJ says, not gonna lie, if I find my old PS3 and Sega collection disc, I'd love to play Echo the Dolphin. Oh my gosh, Echo the Dolphin! That's a game I haven't heard of in 5 billion years. It's like, I know that feeling. There's times where I'm terrified of asking my parents to buy me games because of all the grief they give me. I understand that. Well, except with me, it's more like I have a job, but my job doesn't pay that much. Because for all intents and purposes, it's still kind of a part-time job. But yeah, so it's more like trying to determine what's more important, video games or actually important stuff like cat food or litter or anything for the pets, or even just wanting to get food. Have you tried looking into Texas workforce, Elliot? Because I tried playing Echo and its sequel when I was younger and I didn't understand it. I had an Echo the Dolphin game when I was younger. I had the Sega Genesis one, and then I had one that's kind of unique. So, my very first Sega console was, I might have said this before in the previous stream, but my very first Sega console was actually an edutainment system called the Sega Pico. And That's where I played my very first Sonic game, which was Tails the Music Maker. That's where I played my very first Echo the Dolphin game, which was just simply called Echo the Dolphin. I don't remember if it had like any other extra titles. But I had so many games on there, and every and one of my favorite things about that thing was at the end of every single little game, because it kind of looked like a book. At the end of every single game was a little coloring page, and it worked very similar to Mario Paint. They had coloring books, they had stamps depending on what game it was. They had stickers. Some of them were animated, and that was the and oftentimes I would play with just like the little coloring pages and the drawing parts of it more than I did the actual games themselves, because, well, I've been an artist most of my life. Echo Jr., that was it! That's what it was. It was Echo Jr. My social anxiety has kept me from wanting to find work, plus I'm not a big fan of waking up early for that. Yeah, I understand. The getting up early part isn't so bad once you get used to it. But nowadays, I have the problem of I can't really stay up late because my body's not used to it anymore. But I think that's also why I like being a crossing guard so much. It's kind of a nice thing of you're not you're getting up early, but at the same time you don't have to deal with too many people. I mean, I still have to deal with people. Don't get me wrong, but you don't have to deal with too much anymore. Or you don't have to deal with too many people, like customers or anything like that. Yeah, I understand the stress. But anyways, JJ says I also like more newer games such as Fear and Hunger. I've never played that one. However, I can only watch reviews and playthroughs of what I like for a few reasons. I understand that feeling, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, you can be a fan of something while only like watching let's plays and stuff. For a while that was me with King of Fighters, because I didn't have a lot of sources to like really play fighting games, let alone finding some of the older KOF games. Uh I was saying something and then I forgot. Oh yeah. And also the fact and the truth of the matter is I am terrible at fighting games. So I will probably not get the endings like I really want to unless I, you know, start from unless I like really do well. But yeah, I'm just terrible at fighting games. I don't remember being as terrible at fighting games as I am now though, cuz I remember back when I was a kid, I had Tekken and I was actually pretty decent with Tekken. I also had things like Soul Calibur. That was one of my favorite games growing up, and I was pretty good at that one. Although, to be fair, if I, even as a kid, if I had gone to like any tournaments, I highly doubt I would have gone like super duper far. But yeah, so either way, actually that looks better. Okay, so let me just, this is like the fourth time I've had to redo this frickin' leg. Doc, are you still in the chat? You're better at legs than I am. You're better at hands and legs and anyways, to be honest, although I'm a fan of Metal Slug, I mainly stick to research and watching. I would like to include it. Yeah, okay, I understand that one because yeah, I would love to play Metal Slug 3D, but unfortunately, it has the whole issue of it never got released in America, and my PlayStation 3, despite being actually one of the few PlayStation 3s that's can play regional games, it's slowly but surely dying. It crashed multiple times when I was playing Minecraft of all things. And my PlayStation 3 also really hates Persona. Like it really hates Persona 5. There we go. I think that leg's okay now. I think it's okay now. Holy balls, let me help you get a whiteboard. Okay. So, I'm going to open up a whiteboard and then I'll switch it I'll send you the link through Discord and then I'll switch the thing. You know, I don't think I would even care if it was a good game or not. I'd still just like have the luxury of saying, "Hey, I played this." You know? And and I just really want to play 3D because it seems like it would be kind of an interesting game even if it's like not the greatest. And who knows? I am one of those people that sometimes accidentally finds the beauty in a really bad game. Cause hang on, let me just send my friend the whiteboard link real quick so he can help me figure out this gosh darn leg. Doc, you're better at legs than I am. You're better at legs. You're It's taking forever to load. Hang on. But anyways, it's kind of like when I finally got to play ET for the Atari. I was so excited to play this legendary bad game because I wanted to get mad at it. I wanted to cry that it was the worst game in the world. And I ended up having fun. I actually ended up beating it because I was having fun. And I was actually more disappointed that I didn't find it as bad as everyone else did. Yeah. Hang on, Doc. I'm sending you the link to the whiteboard. It's just Discord is taking forever to open. Maybe. Hang on, maybe if I stop sharing my screen real quick. Give me a moment. Again, you can't have a stream without some technical difficulties. Yeah. Personally, I think Sathura for the Xbox is still the worst game ever made. I have never heard of that game. I guess that tells you a lot. Though, to be fair, just because I've never heard of it doesn't mean that it's a bad game. It just means I've never heard of it. Alright, I am sending the link, Doc. Oh, I forgot to send the link to my stream to the group chat. Shoot. I've been streaming for quite some time and I forgot to send a link. Whoops. Oh. Oops, wait. That's the wrong thing. That is the wrong thing. Copy. Why didn't I just... There we go. Alright. So now I'm gonna actually, turn on the screen sharing back towards, a different program called Whiteboard. Because this is where my friend's going to help me with the leg problem. Because I am terrible at legs. And I will forever admit that I'm terrible with legs. Actually, I'm also terrible at hands. Some games are better left unmade, says JJ. Yeah, some games are better left unmade, but I don't think it's also a bad thing that some games are made. Yep. Hey, Doc. Hey, hi. That's Doc right there. That's the one who's been like, yeah. So the problem is this leg. I am having such a hard time figuring out how to do this leg. Hmm. By the way, say hi to YouTube, Doc. Sticker star. You. Hi, Doc. You are now a guest on this YouTube channel. Even though, you know, okay, so let me just move it over here. Oh. Oh, I didn't think about like the little jewel boop boop thing that's on a saddle. So like dupe. It's like dupe. Do you think you can put like that in like red or something? Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, I'm figuring it out. So it's more like dupe, dupe. It's kind of a this is the best thing about having friends with artists is if you're stuck on something and you know that there's an artist friend who's better than you, you're just like, help me with this, please. it's kind of like my friend Wyatt, who's way better at drawing like um way better at drawing certain stuff than I am. Okay, so like do. And then holding on to the hat because like the horse is going fast. Like yum. I just realized what one of my poses reminds me of. Oh, I did not mean to do that line. I was trying to move my mouse over to my Discord. Wait, I don't need my Discord. My frick today's. Oh wait, you didn't see anything, YouTube. You didn't see anything. I'm not monetized. I don't think it would matter. Screwed. My can't say that on YouTube. Oh fudge! Says my friend. Says Elliot. The horse. Felt. That emotion is a mood. My oopsie doopsie, oopsie daisy. YouTube is very screwy. It is very screwy. Oh, next stream, that is exactly what I'm going to draw. Oopsie daisy. Just the embodiment of YouTube comes behind you, is like, did I hear you utter a curse word? No, you didn't. Do I have to demonetize you, even though you're not monetized in the first place? No. One of these days I'll have to also do a community stream. Just like invite a bunch of people and be like, hey guys, wanna stream or wanna be on YouTube? YouTube is so disappointed in Doc. Yes. So let's see. I think I get what you're. I think I get it. Hang on, I'll BRB. I'm gonna get some water. I am very thirsty right now. Yeah, maybe depending on what I'm doing next weekend, maybe next weekend. So I'll be back. I'm gonna get some water. Okay, I'm back-ish, but unfortunately I gotta end the stream for right now. I've gotta help Mom and Dad fold some clothes that they just got. So I'll probably see you guys next weekend, or depending on what's going on. I will do another stream sooner or later.